In the top level, it is all about decision making. When you have worked hard and climbed that ladder to success, to a very, very responsible position, it's all about decision making, what will ensure you grow constantly within the management team. Not only it will ensure your growth, but it will also ensure the growth of your team and the revenue of the organization. So, as a manager, it becomes very important to take the right decision. And that situation, to do or not to do, is as similar as to be or not to be. Now, with that, I would say collecting the right decision and the information from the right kind of person and taking a decision based on those will ensure that your decision making is in the right track, is in the you know scope of the growth of the organization and your team, and not to forget you also. When we are taking decision, what matters most is the kind of information we are collecting. See, for information to take decision, the information could be three types. The first is the directly perceived information. Secondly, the unperceived information. And third, the inferred information. Let us break it down into all individual and understand how does it impact our operation, our growth, and what does it mean in terms of management. Directly perceived. Now, directly perceived, as it says technically, means collecting the information on the direct source. Like you are collecting it through seeing, through talking, through making notes, and taking the feedback from the first hand person. Now, in Japan, I have a couple of friends of mine who are working there. Those managers are respected and appreciated more who spends maximum time on the production floor rather than in the glass cabin, because they believe when their manager is around on the floor talking to each and other, he has a direct involvement with the process. He has a direct involvement towards understanding the nitty gritty, the difficulties of the workers and the people working around, and also the person has a first hand experience of the kind of challenges a process, a well designed process, can on a very minor point. So the thing is, those people who are spending more time with their team on the floor, on the production, they understand them better, because many a times everything is working, everything is in process, but it is not working. Could be the worker is not feeling that well. Could be the person who's working on a very important project is facing some problem in the family. So when the manager is around, he gets a direct chance to talk to the person, see the person, meet the person, and obviously, as they mentioned, great leaders are those who remembers everybody by their first name. So when you are the manager, try to spend more time with your team member on the production or on the floor that they are working with, or on the way the workstations they are working. It always is a better practice wherein you are just within the reach of your team members. They also know that irrespective of whatever you know hard work and a large quantity of work you are doing, you are always available for them, and they feel much secure in taking decision themselves. They feel much confident in discussing with you in an open mind, wherein they can share their feedback, which might actually improve the process with which the current operation is going on. So directly perceived information are those which you are collecting directly by being on the floor, by being present with your team member, by being productive with your subordinates, not in terms of physical activity, but by making yourself available to them, so that they are assured that yes, go ahead, you know anything comes up, I am here, we can talk and we can make it better. So that is the kind of information that we are talking about, which makes a manager very, very successful in the due course. Now secondly comes unperceived. See, when you are a manager and you are looking for multiple operations, it might not be possible for you to physically be present every time on different production floors. Technology binds, the people to the production. The thing is, when you are not present, and if you are relying on many of the others who are present on the production set, see, lot of information, unnecessary information gets added, because the person who is delivering you his findings or his observation mandatorily is, this is psychological, that when he is trying to narrate any incident to you, he will either lay emphasize, more, he will add up his emotion. Like if there is a priority which might not require a red flag, he might be saying, oh, this is so great, this is going to create a lot of problem, the people who are frustrated, so many things are happening. But then when you actually go and investigate, you find that there was no need to raise that red flag. It could have been easily a yellow flag, at least, if not a green one, at least a yellow flag, wherein this could have worked over 48 hours. But a problem, looking into a problem which could have been worked upon 48 hours, and working on that and leaving behind a problem which is, immediately needs to be attended to, or needs to be done within 10 hours or 6 hours or 5 hours as per the SLA, gets ignored. So in that cases, not only is a loss of revenue, not only it is a loss of manpower, but it is also a loss, tremendous loss of energy also, like the kind of energy that a priority one case would require. That kind of energy can be controlled when you are working on a lesser priority issues. So when you are depending on others for information, you need to be very careful, because a lot of unnecessary information is floating around, and the person to make the observation or narratives very, 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 very particular, to make them very effective, and to draw your attention, the person might be laying more emphasis, using strong words, power words, and so that he does not get into a trouble that, oh, you never mentioned that the problem was so severe. So unperceived information is a bit risky when you are depending on others for information. That's where technology comes in. These days we are seeing a centralized CRM working on, wherein everything gets updated automatically, everything gets updated. So when you are a manager, you need to work on the CRMs with a multitasking capability, wherein you can make a decision, the knack of a decision, that okay, this requires the priority, so let me raise a flag there, let me get involved into this, whereas a lesser priority issue, I can assign it to somebody within my team who can work on this and get back to me with the outcome, working on the outlines that I have designed or defined for him. So that makes the workflow pretty easy, that makes the workflow productive, that makes the workflow less energy consuming and much more focused. Now comes the third part, which is the inferred. Many a times we do something with something which has never been implemented before, but has already yielded good result. Now, to make that almost technical jargon easy, let me tell you, there might be a manager who has already worked on similar kind of escalations or productions or any other kind of work, and he is well reputed with his productivity, and he has made a lot of significant changes in the projects. He has earned that respect of being the solution provider. So when he comes up to you and provides you a solution, that's called the inferred information, wherein you take into consideration his credibilities about his deliverables with the project within the organization, and you believe that, well, since he has been working into this, and since he has already provided a solution which worked in a similar situation, I might use this information to work on this. Now for that, the managers needs to have, as I mentioned, a parachute mind. A parachute only works when it is open. So a mind will only work when you are in accepting mode, that okay, this guy is trying to help me, he has faced a similar situation, so he's providing me a solution, let me work on that, and if there is any challenges, I can get back to the person and clarify my doubt. Now for that, you need to get into a mentor-mentee relationship wherein you are not taking that attitude like, okay, I am also a manager, he's a manager, like I know my job. Now boss, please don't explain what I need to do, please don't teach me what I need to do, please don't teach me my job. Now what will that do is that will actually close you down, make you errors, make you go through challenges which he might have already faced, he might have already solved, and he might have already provided a solution. So not only you will appear very stupid in front of the management, why as to established solution was not accepted, you might have to face a show cause also. If the solution is a documented one, he might be the person who knows that in the CRM, in the knowledge base, those cases are documented. So if he comes up to you and says, hey, I heard that you are facing that problem with the production, why not you refer to that database manual, which you are going to find in the production folder under the CRM. Now you might not have even known about the existence of that particular file, but that file with its information might save your job, might save the revenues, might save the loss of the manpower and the energy. So guys, please have an open mind. Now inferred information is good when you are working on something very typical, and a similar kind of situation has already been handled by the organization. So look for those kind of information, then you take a decision irrespective of what kind of priority it is. Take a decision based on your understanding of the existing solution. Like, okay, last time similar kind of situation appeared, this were done, and this is how it was tackled. So let me, if not all the steps, let me try these steps and let's see how the result comes in, and then maybe I can take it further with the person who provided the solution. Maybe I can write a mail, maybe I can give a call to this particular manager, and we can discuss and ask for a solution. See, asking for help, asking for an explanation or something that you're not able to understand presently in your job is not something which says that you are not capable. Your capability is appreciated when you open up as a person who's open to suggestions. Now people love those kind of employees in their organization. So next time you face a problem when nothing is working, maybe you can talk to your seniors, maybe you can talk to your director, maybe you can talk to your manager, and even if you are reporting to the directors, even you can ask them like, did this kind of situation occur previously? If they say yes, so maybe then the question can follow like, okay, so what was done last time, and is there any possibility that we can do it this time also and see how the outcome is, and then take a decision or a discussion based decision. Now that is what I'm talking about. So when you're a manager, you have to work on this three kind of information, which is the directly perceived information, the unperceived information, and the inferred information. A manager is good when he tries and learns to manage all these three kind of information. So what about those who have not yet learned the tips and tricks of the trade? It's as simple as that. You keep on asking questions, you keep on updating yourself, you keep on learning new things, and you keep on motivating your team members to ask more questions, to mention the kind of problem they are facing in face to face, and that you can do a brainstorming. A decision which you will take after a brainstorming will be much more constructive, much more logical, irrespective of if you take a impulsive decision. So with that note today, guys, I wrap up this morning session of Morning Vibes with Career Counseling Online. It's a brand new week, and no Monday blues. So take care of yourself, work hard, stay focused, and stay safe. And as I always mention, learn, contribute, and evolve. Have a wonderful day yourself.